Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, episode 93 of the Under Review podcast. It is championship week. We're going to cover every single championship game. We have 10 championship games to go over. And also our special guest, Hayden Coker, is coming in. So we're going to talk a little bit more about these coaches, what's going on with this coaches carousel. But all that more on the Under Review podcast.
Welcome to the Under Review podcast, where Saturdays mean everything, rivalries run deep, and the SEC reigns supreme. Hosted by Todd and Marty, two die-hard fans breaking down every snap, storyline, and showdown across the Southeastern Conference. From the swamp to the plains, between the hedges to the bayou, no team is safe when it's under review. Now back to the action with Todd and Marty.
Like I said, episode 93, I am your host, Todd. Alongside me is my co-host, Marty.
So we're really that close to 100 episodes already?
Yep, 93, 7 away.
So are we doing something special?
I haven't thought of anything.
I mean, just lucky that we're all here, I guess.
Yeah. But, like I said, it's championship week, the week that we've always been waiting for. And what we've been waiting for since week one, our very own special guest, Hayden Coker, is back with us.
Hey, we need to redo that because I wanted to put my robe on. Yeah, my robe. I'm still in my work pants. Hello, everybody. How you doing?
We're live. Hey, is this live Facebook?
Yeah, I know.
It just
How you
adds.
doing, guys?
Doing
Man,
good, doing
perfect.
Awesome. I am ready to talk a little ball today. I'm ready to get it going.
Before we get started, Hayden, you've had a very busy year so far during football season.
I have had a busy year. I've got my nunchucks. I've had a busy year, man. It's been fun. I've had a lot of fun. It's been probably the busiest year of my life. We've had some additions and we've had some subtractions, but we've had a lot of, how do I say this? We put a lot of miles on the tires. So we've been everywhere, man. We've been everywhere. I've lost some equipment. I've gained some equipment, and yeah, man, that's just how it goes.
So tell everybody what you have been doing, especially on Friday nights.
Oh, well, I've been a color commentator this year for Graddick Communications in West Georgia. That's been really fun, man. I've gotten to do a little play-by-play for high school football. That's been super fun. I've really enjoyed it, and for the majority of the fall, I've done color commentary, but I've done play-by-play, I think, for 2 games now. So it's been fun. Like I said, it's been a really fun time. I've gotten a lot of experience from it, and I couldn't think of a better way to spend my fall than traveling to call some football. And like this past Friday, I was blessed with the opportunity to travel to Savannah, Georgia, to call Benedictine versus Central Carrollton, and that was it wasn't the most fun game I've ever seen because it was a blowout. I think so. Benedictine won 80-33, I think it was 80-26, somewhere around there. So it was a blowout. But Benedictine is just one of those teams that just pops off the page, man. They're so good. Stephen Cannon, 3-star quarterback. He's committed to Texas Tech. Damian Guyton. He's committed to Texas Tech as well. He's sort of a DN linebacker type deal. Yes, sir. And then you have, it was Bubba Frazier was another one that stuck out to me. He's a 4-star commit he's a running back, and he's committed to Notre Dame. And he's just, holy crap. So, but he played a lot of wide receiver, though, for Benedictine. So I think he's like a running back type of wide receiver. But super, super good.
Kind of like a gadget type player.
Yeah, sort of like a gadget type player, man. He's just like a Swiss Army knife. The dude is. Man, I was watching him on the field. He's built like a running back, man. I
was hoping you was watching him on the field. He was calling the game.
Well, yeah, but so he reminds me a lot of Kenyon Sadiq, the tight end at Oregon. Just his build in general. Not saying they have similar playing types at all, but I'm saying that just the way they're both built is just wow. They're both insane. But
right, yeah,
it's fun to watch, man. And some of these kids that I got to see here, they're going to be playing on Fridays. I got to call a 5-star tight end recruit to Georgia. He's a commit to Georgia, Caden Prothero, and he is probably the best player I've seen on a football field. And he was just insane. I actually play-by-play that game, so it was fun. But he plays for Bowden.
Like I said, it's been fun watching you go through this journey as a friend and a fan of your podcast as well. So I'm very proud of you.
You're so sweet, man. I love you, Todd. Thank you.
All right,
Marty,
so we're gonna jump right into it.
Game first.
Because it's on Friday night. It's the first Friday night game.
Oh, hey, graphics are looking excellent.
Thanks. I tried. So
Learned you something.
Friday night, we'll start out. This game is played in Amherst Stadium in Jacksonville, Alabama. The 9-3 Kennesaw State Owls come back to Jacksonville to play the 8-4 Jacksonville State Gamecocks Friday, 6 o'clock on CBSSN.
If the weather is not pissing rain and blowing snow, me and Brittany talked about going to this, but the slightest inconvenience of weather for her is we're done.
Well, it says it's going to be 47 degrees, so.
Okay, so that means we're going to the Bulls and watch them impale them. That's what that means. But, man, this is a rematch from earlier. Jacksonville State squeaked out the first win really down the stretch in this game. And it's hard to beat a same team twice. Yeah. Not that I'm going against Jack State. After this game, they lost to FIU, come back with big wins. It was a pretty good shootout, Western Kentucky, and stuff like that. So I'm going to be super excited for this one, but I like Jack State by 6.
Yeah, and one of my big things that I like to say is to hell with Kennesaw State. I hate them. Screw the Owls. I don't care who you are. Speaking of blowing snow, Marty, I heard you like to blow snow every now and then. I am going with Jacksonville State. I do not care what the circumstances are. I don't care if Kennesaw State goes up there and puts up 50. Give me Jacksonville State.
Yeah.
I hate K-Suck, and I will never, ever pick them in my history of picking games. I just won't. Screw the Owls, to hell with Kennesaw State, and go Gamecocks, baby. That's just where I hate them.
So where does that come from? Is it just one of them?
It's just a hatred, man. See, Jacksonville State and Kennesaw State really haven't played all that much in football.
Right.
I have a hatred for them. I do not like Kennesaw State. I don't know what exactly it is, but I know that I don't like their colors. I don't like owls now. I hate
like
owls.
Water boy.
I see an owl, I shoot at the bird. I don't like them. And that's just kind of me. All right, Jack State rolls on Friday.
Yeah, I know Todd's going to get to the numbers, but the 3 most outstanding players is definitely Creel, Cook, and Isaiah Johnson.
No,
I know we talked about this earlier.
I heard it because Todd corrected you.
DeAndre Johnson. Wow. Is this the stellar game that he's put up last for them? He's really been, like I said, the end show, he's really been that guy since Rick Steiner's been out. It's probably going to be out. So you put them 3 weapons together, at just the right time. They did have a little bit of, I would say, losing the ball the last couple of games, but conference championship on the line. So,
all right, so we'll go numbers here. We got Kennesaw State is the favorite by ESPN right now by 51%. And Kennesaw State, 51%. That's what I said. So, hey, if you watched last week or a couple weeks ago, we do this fun game now where it's called Predict the Point Spread.
Oh, all right. This is my thing. I love this crap. Let's do it.
All right, so pick the point spread for this game. I need who you got and by how many.
Here it comes.
Who I have and by how many?
Yep.
Yeah.
Jack State by 1,000. I don't. By 1,000.
See, Todd, when you had your headphones off, he went on a full-on rant.
I heard him.
No, I'll be serious. I'll go Jacksonville State, and I'll take the Gamecocks by. I'll go 7. I'll go 10. I'll go 10. All right, now, so this is sort of one of those types of deals that I think is going to happen. Like what happened last year, we saw late in the season, Jacksonville State lost their final game of the year to Western Kentucky. Turn around, demolished them at home.
Mhm.
All right, not really. Jacksonville State, they still beat Kennesaw State earlier on in the year. This time, they're going to beat the doors off of them. I don't care. All right, 10 points, 15 points, 28 points, 34 points. I don't care. Jack State's winning.
Marty?
I think it's going to be a close game. As much me and Mr. Jamie talked today, Hayden was kind of talking about it, and that's one of the things he said. It's hard to beat a team twice, but I think Jack State's locked in. To be their first back-to-back Conference USA championship. I like 6.5. I like pushing that field goal range, just by a touchdown, because I think it's going to be a really good ball game.
All right, so Vegas has it at Kennesaw State 2.5 right now.
Man, both of them are so close.
Yeah. Like you said, I like Krill. I like the addition of when Gavin Winsman even comes in.
Offensive Player of the Week, Krill, for the CSUA.
Yeah. The only thing I have with him is he likes to do it a lot. He likes to tuck and run, but a lot of those tuck and runs was negative, no gain or 1 yard gains in the Western Kentucky, and it was kind of stalling the drives. But you still got the big back and Cam Cook, and then you still got Walker Olstein on the back on defense, and then you have Caleb Nix returning punts and doing his thing.
Right.
I'm gonna go Jack State by 10 as well.
Yeah.
And with the Owls,
really stepped on one there, Todd. He got him good and wound up.
Heard. So our next matchup will be the Sun Belt Championship. It's a 8-4 Troy Trojans versus the 11-1 James Madison Dukes. 6 p.m. on Friday, ESPN. Hayden?
This is one of those games where I think this is going to be very, very interesting. So JMU, obviously, they just lost their head coach, Bob Chesney. I'm unfamiliar with if he is going to be coaching this game or not for Troy. He just took the job at UCLA today. So
okay,
UCLA,
that's who that was. Okay.
Yeah, UCLA just hired Bob Chesney today. I want to say it was around lunch. And I was a little disappointed that Penn State didn't make a harder push at Bob Chesney because Kalani Kataki is Penn State's top dog right now. So they're trying to get. I don't know. That confused me. Anyways, this is going to be a close game at first, I feel like. But I think that James Madison is just a little too physical. Troy, they're one of those teams that, they're going to come out there. They're going to hit you in the mouth. But I think that James Madison just a little too rough and tough up front. So I'll go with the Dukes of James Madison.
Yeah, I definitely, like we said, Troy has been – this is the best season they've had in a while, I believe. But like I said, I think James Madison just too scrappy to enough for them. Like I said, stay close, but at the end, the King Bulldogs take this one.
All right, so we got ESPN says 91% for JMU. So now let's get some spreads.
14, James Madison.
17, James Madison.
It's actually 23.5 for James Madison.
I knew it was up there, but I didn't know about it.
Yeah, I was giving Troy the benefit of the doubt, but
as much as I want to see Troy win this game, and it would just cause havoc for everything, we'll talk about it here in a little bit once we get on to the group of the Power 4 schools. There's a lot that could go wrong this week, and a lot of teams that could miss out on the playoffs with just a couple wins and losses from a certain team. Troy could have that chance to do that against James Madison, but I think James Madison is just going to be too much for Troy this game. So I'm going James Madison as well. Next is the AAC Championship between the 11-1 North Texas Eagles. I think that's what they are actually called.
That's the Mean Green.
Mean Green, yeah. It's the old logo. Versus the 10-2 Tulane Green Waves.
I'm excited for this one, man. This is going to be one heck of a game. Friday night, so it's not Championship Saturday, but This is still one of those games where I feel like it could go either way. North Texas is a really, really good team offensively. Tulane, they're good both ways, man. I like this Tulane team. I like North Texas, and I might be picking with a little heart here, just because I have a lot of heart for North Texas and the Mean Green. But give me the Mean Green, man. I'm going all green. No gang green in this one for North Texas. I think that North Texas goes out there. Drew Mestamaker, they go out there. He throws the ball around a little bit. He puts up a few touchdowns as well. Give me the Mean Green.
Isn't this the battle of the teams that don't have a head coach right now?
Correct. But
okay.
I want to say that John Summerall is coaching, but I could be wrong.
He officially hasn't took the Florida. Well, no, he has took the Florida job. So I don't know how that'll work.
So are they going to block him out like Ole Miss did Lane, or?
Oof. That was rough.
Yeah, We'll save a little bit of time for that one. Let me try and figure something out here. Y'all go ahead.
I don't know much about these teams, but I know a little bit about Summerall, and I don't say I've watched Tulane's game, but they seem well prepared. This is still his team. Like I said, these are his guys that he's been with, he's fought with. Like I said, I'm getting more into different ball besides SEC and stuff like that. But I like Hayden. I'm going to go with the Green Wave.
All right,
Tulane is letting John Summerall coach.
Oh, right. But the coach, the new Oklahoma State coach, is not coaching for North Texas, correct?
I believe so, because as far as I know, Eric Morris has already. Wow. Okay, so it says Eric Morris is still coaching the North Texas and the American.
Okay, this is going to be a good game then.
Yeah,
So the ESPN has it North Texas at 58% point spread. This game will be at Yeoman Stadium, by the way, in New Orleans. So this will be a home game for Tulane. So Marty hit me with a point spread.
Like I said, both these coaches are super stellar. Again, I don't know much about them. Who was Tulane's losses to?
It was UTSA and
Ole Miss.
UTSA, and then another team out of the American. I can't remember.
No, it was Ole Miss out of the SEC, 45-10.
Oh, okay, yeah. So UTSA and I believe UTSA and Ole Miss.
Yes, correct.
And then North Texas only lost this year to USF. So, and it wasn't close. Right. It wasn't close at all.
Oh.
Which leads me to believe that the experts would lean more toward Tulane. I would say that they're probably leaning Tulane closer to 7. But I don't know. Hold on, let me get this right. So is this my spread, or is what I'm guessing the spread is?
You can do it either way. Last week, Marty and Billy fought for who could get the closest to the spread.
Okay, Marty. I think the spread is closer to 7, probably above 7. Yeah, I would put it around there. But I think that, like I said earlier, I think the Mean Green win.
Yeah, I was thinking, though, these two offenses are really well. Head coaches are phenomenal guys. So, yeah, I'm going to say around in that range.
It is actually North Texas 2.5.
Really?
Yep.
Okay.
North Texas 2.5.
Yeah, but like I said, if this is going to be a good game to watch, like we was talking about, Todd, and the post show for last week, these SWAC games and these AAC games are really good football. So,
yeah. Nick Adams said only wave that matters, and it ain't green. Only one wave that matters. Well, you can shut up about that. But
you talking about those elephants?
Yeah, those elephants that ride surfboards or something like that.
Yeah,
I don't know, but I like Drew Mestamaker here. And I like North Texas. As much as I like John Summerall and this Tulane crew, I think that Mestamaker is going to finish the deal here, get North Texas an AAC championship, and move on to a good bowl game. Somebody's watching SpongeBob.
Morning,
are you watching SpongeBob? Yep, it's Brittany.
Mountain West action. I think this is the first time all season we've had a Mountain West game.
Let me tell you, first of all, the Mountain West, since when I was doing graphic stuff last year, I always liked the Mountain West logo. That purple and silver, the way they did like the waste management kind of sideways back in.
I don't think the Mountain West has been that good this year, though.
Mm-hmm. They haven't been super relevant for us to talk about them. So
you're sitting here, we're talking about an 8-4 Boise team playing a 10-2 Dan Mullen led UNLV team Friday 7 p.m. on Fox.
You got a lot of championship games Friday.
There's only 4. This is the last one.
But still, that's more than usual.
I love Nick Adams. I love Nick Adams.
He's a gangster. What you got here, Coke?
Oh man, this is an interesting game. I will go with UNLV. I thought about taking Boise, but I think I'll go with UNLV. I think that Dan Mullen is one of those guys who's come into UNLV. He's really established his culture into the Rebels. This is also I'm going to go off topic here, but so UNLV had a logo back in NCAA 2014. It was a cow hiding under a cowboy hat. And that is my all-time favorite logo of any college football team.
Todd, I need you to find that and put it in the group.
I'm telling you, it is one of my favorite logos of all time. So I'll go with UNLV. Just for that reason and that reason only. The cow logo.
Yeah, I do like Dan Mullen. He's a great coach, but I just don't think he had enough to survive in the SEC. But like you said, what he's done at UNLV, where they're fighting for conference championships and stuff like that now, is really where I'm going to stand, and I'm going to take the Rebel whatever thingies they are.
We're not talking about this, are we?
Yes, I think that's a cow. Anyways, it looks like a
cowboy.
It's a cowboy.
What was I seeing?
What was you smoking?
I thought it was a cow under a cowboy hat.
No, it's a cowboy, but
what would you crushed your whole? Yeah, that's an old cowboy.
Boise by 30.
Give me Boise State. Give me Boise State. Give me Boise State. Wow, my eyes deceive me. What was I looking at?
Man,
I always thought it was a cow with his hooves out. A cow with his hooves hanging out of the hat, hiding.
This makes for great content. I love it.
Yeah, we're gonna get you a shirt that's got that on it. So
I will, Marty. If that is the case, I will come over to your house the day that you get it, and I will give you a massive kiss on the forehead. How about that?
So the numbers, Marty, have you said who you wanted?
Yeah, UNLV.
Okay. Numbers are actually 66% in favor of Boise. So hit me with a point spread here.
Just kind of like, so we don't know much about these.
They have played before this season, and Boise did win at Boise 56-31.
What's the ratio to offense to defense as far as what Boise's putting up offensively?
1,999 passing yards for the quarterback, 1,000-yard rusher on the ground. Let's see. Not really that much to. Oh, here we go. Like I said, not that really much to go off here in the Mountain West.
Right.
Both are 1 and 2 points per game or yards per game in the conference. 463 for UNLV, 430 for Boise State. Boise State has the 5th lowest or highest or lowest whatever points per game in the Mountain West at 23 points.
So their defense is pretty.
Their defense only gives up 330 yards a game.
The defense is stupid. It is stupid good.
But UNLV does have 28 sacks on the year.
And I bet you some of them sacks come with turnovers, and turnover ratio is going to be high. Man, spread, I don't know. I like this one, 2.5 UNLV.
I'll go 3. I'll go 3, anywhere between 3 and 6 to Boise State.
3.5 Boise State here.
Nailed it.
Yeah, 3.5 Boise State. Just based on the early game that they played at home, this place is going to be played at Boise. That's a big win Boise State had. With that being said, I don't know if I can go away from UNLV or go away from Boise. With that being said, I can't pick UNLV just because of that lopsided game early in the season. Back now, it's championship night and means more.
Yeah.
And Boise's still playing on that blue turf. I'm going to take Boise by 7.
Boise
All right,
based on the. Oh, we got that. My bad.
we're going to step aside and take a word from this ad, and we're going to get back into some big power games.
Hey, babe, we got ants.
Okay, kill them.
No, really, there's a lot of freaking ants.
Well, what do you want me to do? I ain't no expert.
Well, fine then. I'll call Tactical Home and Pest.
Go ahead and call Benjamin.
Hey there, this is Ben with Tactical Home and Pest, proud sponsor of Todd and Marty and their Under Review podcast. And can I just say that if the bugs I deal with had referees, I'd be called for targeting. Tactical Home and Pest, 256-592-2842, or visit me at tacticalhomeandpest.com.
Again, thank you to Benjamin Dominguez at Tactical Home and Pest. If I can get Hayden back in here. There we go. All right.
Time to get serious now. Well,
you say that, and you got Mac action, Hayden's favorite. We got Mac action. We got 7-5 Miami of Ohio Redhawks versus the 8-4 Western Michigan Broncos, 11 a.m. on ESPN on Saturday.
yeah, this is all you, Mac, man.
Well, okay, let's go ahead and hit the nail on the head. First off, I thought that this game earlier in the year, it was going to be a battle between the Redhawks and the Bobcats of Ohio. But they played that game earlier on in the season, and Ohio won, I believe, 24-20. I could be wrong on that. I believe that was the final score because I watched the first quarter while I was on break at Chick-fil-A. Now, I don't think that Miami has what it takes to beat Western Michigan. I think that Western Michigan, they've had a good year, and I think they capitalize off of it this year, and they take down Miami of Ohio.
You know, Miami of Ohio's beat Western Michigan once already this year.
Yeah.
26-17.
What's going to happen with this game is Western Michigan's going to come out, and they're obviously it's not going to be pure domination, straight domination or anything. I think it's going to be a really good game. The way that Miami, Ohio has played this year, it seems that it's almost been inconsistent. And because this is one of the teams that I thought was going to probably win the MAC earlier in the year with the better record than, 7-5, possibly 8-5 here. But with the way that Western Michigan has played, I do think that they get it done this weekend.
Yeah, and that's crazy to think in championship games, you have teams that have 4 and 5 losses playing for the championship.
No, it gets better.
Oh, don't tell me that. But no, I'm not a MAC guy. I mean, so I'll revert back to logos. Both are pretty stellar logos, but I like the Western Michigan Bronco. That's pretty fierce.
I think these are two really good logos. But I think Nadim, I'm going to say his name wrong, but Tucker on the defensive line, I ain't going to say his first name. I done messed it up once. He's got 12 sacks on the year. He's a big man. He plays that defensive end well, position well. I think he's going to have the upper hand against this Miami of Ohio team. And then alongside with the quarterback, Brock Lowry, who's thrown for 1,500 yards and ran for 875 of them, I think Western Michigan might roll in this game. So Western Michigan's a 51% chance to win this game. So now with all that being said, point spread.
10.
I'll go Western Michigan 6.
10.
All right, so we're actually going Western Michigan 2.5 for this game. It's some are closer than others, but
I'm going to rebuild Western Michigan in my next dynasty on NCAA. That's what I'm going to do.
Slack!
Now to our favorite conference. Our second favorite conference, I guess.
Cricket Wireless, baby.
Got SWAC action here. 9-3 Prairie View A&M versus 9-2 Jackson State University. 1 p.m. on ESPN2. You don't get
First
numbers
off,
for this
there's a
game.
championship game sponsored by Cricket. You know that it's not very watched. Sorry,
Hey.
I'm sorry. That was rude.
I mean,
Jackson State.
Jackson State.
I think Jackson State will end up winning this game. I do. They haven't played Prairie View, no. But as much as I hate to say it, I think, again, Alabama State did get stubbed out of something.
Mm-hmm. But you have stood on business with that.
Well, I mean, you finish the season 10-2 and you don't get to play in the FCS playoffs. That's kind of wrong. You're one of the best teams. You lost to this Jackson State team by 4. It almost took it to overtime. I'm going Jackson State, so I don't think Prairie View has the better team here. Oh, look, another ad. And then Power 4 action right after this.
This episode of
The
the Under Review podcast is brought to you by Chuck's Heating and Air. Chuck has over 40 years of service and experience with residential services. He services most makes and models. He is Alabama licensed, bonded, and insured, and locally owned and operated. Are you hot and you're supposed to be cool? Are you cool and you're supposed to be hot? Then you've got a problem. Call Chuck. Area code 256-892-2757. Again, 256-892-2757. Chuck's Heating and Air.
256-892-2757. Hey, how about you keep that in your mouth next time?
Heifer licked my mouth.
In the game that was played earlier in the season, we're going to the Big 12 for BYU, who's 11-1, versus Texas Tech, who's also 11-1, 11 a.m. on the ABC network.
It's going to be a fun one, man. Marty, you want to go first or me?
You take it, because I got an idea.
All right. So Texas Tech and BYU have already played once this year. Texas Tech routed them. It was close defensively, or it was close early because of BYU's defense. Texas Tech, I don't think that their defense gets quite enough credit. This is a Big 12 team with a stellar defense, and I don't think many people bring too much light to that. BYU as well, they have a stellar defense. But I think that Texas Tech offensively, they're a little bit better. Dicker, the running back, he's a stud, man. I think that Barron Morton, he can sling that thing around, man. I'm really excited to see what Texas Tech is able to do in the postseason. I think that they beat BYU on Saturday at 11. By about 2:30, I think that everybody's going to get a pretty good idea of who Texas Tech is, and if they haven't already. And right. I think that Texas Tech is going to make a solid statement and a solid point for that number 4 overall seed.
So, what's the rankings on these guys, Todd, as far as – I know they're both ranked.
So, this is, I think – I don't have my AP one.
What did you say, Hayden? Texas Tech was 4 or 5?
Texas Tech is 5 right now. I think BYU is at 12.
This has them at 11, but I'm not sure.
11, yeah, that's right. So Texas Tech right now is 5, and then BYU is currently 11.
Yeah, so pretty much these teams are, BYU more than Texas Tech because, like you said, Texas Tech's been stellar all year. But, BYU is looking to get into that playoff, and you're going to have to beat this Texas Tech team to get there. Then again, I don't see it happening.
Yeah, and that's what I was talking about earlier. If Troy beats whoever, the winner of if Troy beats James Madison, we'll start this. If Troy beats James Madison, the winner of the AAC championship game gets a bid because they would be the highest ranked G5 school.
So more likely James Madison.
Okay. Yeah, but like I said, if all the dominoes fall, if BYU beats Texas Tech, BYU's in, Texas Tech's in. They're both in.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
And then, we'll talk about more because, this ACC championship game means a whole bunch because it can go south real quick and no ACC team could get in. Or, how it goes because, they changed the rules. It's not a group of all Power 4 teams. If you win your championship game, you're in. You have to be the highest rated champion. So that means if Duke would win, they wouldn't be a highest ranked champion because they're not even ranked right now.
Who, Duke?
Duke is not ranked as of today, as of Monday. Now, tomorrow, I swear to God, if tomorrow the polls come out and Duke is ranked 15th somehow, something's wrong. I don't see it happening, but it sounds like something they would do because they know this it's an option. It could happen.
Yeah.
What's crazy to me is that North Texas could be in the college football playoff. James Madison could as well be in the college football playoff.
That's bananas.
It's absolutely crazy to me. But here's the thing: if Duke wins the ACC, that is exactly what's going to happen because North Texas and James Madison are both higher rated. Tulane is too, by the way. Tulane is too. In the college football playoff rankings right now, Tulane is the highest ranked G5 team at 24. So I'm just telling you, it's going to get bonkers.
If tomorrow somehow Duke jumps up to top 15,
you're going to crash out.
I won't have a 75-inch TV no more.
You're going to crash out, ain't you?
Yeah. All right, so Texas Tech is a 66% chance to win this game. So now we're going into point spread.
Man, it's like I said, these are really good ball teams. But like you said, Hayden gives it to Texas Tech, and I think so 3.5 Texas Tech.
I think Texas Tech by 9.5.
We got Texas Tech by 12.5. I don't think this will be much of a game, kind of like the first time. It's going to be close about the first half, and I think Texas Tech will eventually just wear them out once again, like they have been doing. And here's what I'm talking about. This is a 7-5. This is not basketball, first of all. We're not talking. This is college football. Duke Blue Devils 7-5 versus the Virginia
Cavaliers.
Thank you. Who are 10-2? Yeah, 7 p.m. on ABC.
Who would have ever thought this? This is not like I said. This is not basketball.
Well, first off, Tony Elliott, head coach of Virginia, just a heck of a job, man, getting them there. Manny Diaz, the head coach at Duke right now. Both head coaches have done a really nice job this year. I like the Cavaliers in this game, but
I like some Chandler Morris.
I'm rooting for Duke to cause absolute chaos. For one, Virginia college football playoff will not be pretty. But Duke being in, or excuse me, not Duke being in, but Duke winning this game and allowing that way for a possible 2 G5 seed playoff is absolutely crazy.
And you know,
it's the fact of the matter is that Chandler Morris he's a great quarterback, but if Duke somehow wins this and they're going to be like, oh, well, we should have a slot too. Well, no, you don't because you're not ranked. The committee looks at your schedule and says, yeah, you got here, but you're not good enough. It's kind of like the ACC game from last year. Yep. If you remember SMU Clemson, if one of them, I don't remember who wins, Clemson won it.
Because they had the field goal. Yep.
Yeah, but it was like if SMU wins – Alabama got kicked out, or Alabama got kicked out if Clemson wins. Somebody's getting kicked out regardless. There's not enough spots. It's not a 152 college football playoff. That's not a thing. Somebody's going to get their feelings hurt, and it could be Duke if they win. But I'd like to see it happen.
Yeah, this is anarchy already. I've been a big Duke basketball fan for years. We used to watch it as a kid with Matt's grandmother, so always been a Duke fan. Like I said, I want to see the upset in this case. I'd like to see Duke pull it off just because, like the Joker in Gotham, just causes chaos and mayhem. But at the end of the day, I don't know what that is, but I like it. Want to see the upset, but don't think it's going to happen.
These teams played a couple weeks ago. Virginia did beat them 35-17, but now we're at a neutral site. Charlotte, North Carolina, First Bank Stadium, or Bank of America Stadium, excuse me, not First Bank. That's Nashville.
But you say that like they were playing at Cameron Indoor. I don't think Duke has much of a home field advantage, even if they're at home. If they were playing at Camden Indoor, yes, I get that.
I'd love to see a football game in there.
Boy, what a cluster that would be.
Whoa. It's kind of like of like the place up in Syracuse, the Fishbowl,
Oh,
or
is
whatever
that,
they call it.
I like Syracuse Stadium. I think it's nice.
It's
I
pretty
mean,
nice.
It's not big. It's not all that big, but it's nice.
is that where didn't they rename the Bayheim?
No, well, that's what that's what they call the basketball arena. But
Oh, okay.
it's the same. It's the same place, but
Yeah.
it's just
Well, that's
has
what I was
different
getting
name. It
at.
don't make any sense.
Anyway,
But Virginia has a 56% chance to win this game. So, like I said, Virginia beat them 35-17 last time.
Yeah.
Neutral site, though, what we're going with point spread here on Saturday, 7 p.m.
Virginia plus 14.
Go Virginia closer towards 6.5.
Virginia's sitting right now at a 3.5.
Okay, I feel you on that one.
Yeah,
I haven't looked at the line. I was going to say 3, and then Marty said 14.5.
Well, I just figured, this is, 7-5. Again, going back to the 7-5 conference championship, you've lost your pissing mind, especially for the ACC. As good as Florida State was supposed to be, Clemson, and guys like that who've been running up top for the last couple of years, and to see Duke in a championship in football.
I just don't understand how Duke got it because they lost. A team that lost to Tulane, by the way, Duke, lost to Georgia Tech, and then lost to Virginia, and then Georgia Tech's still ahead of. I don't get it. I want chaos to ensue. I really do. I think it'd be funny. I think it'd be really funny, but I'm going Virginia by 10.
Yeah, I'll
I
take
I think that's the logical answer. And I never thought I'd pick Virginia for anything. This is a fun one.
Yeah.
The undefeated matchup 1 versus 2, Indiana 12-0, Ohio State 12-0, 7 p.m. on Fox.
First of all, this has the. I don't think either team loses this game. You're still in the playoff.
Well, duh, yeah.
Right. So there's. I
think that there is an SEC bias here because why is College Game Day not here?
If you want an honest answer, I genuinely do think that Georgia-Alabama is going to be a better game than this game. I'm not saying that this won't be a good game. I think that Indiana.
Yeah. No, I get what you're saying.
But I'm very, very heavy on the thought that Alabama versus Georgia will be a phenomenal football game. I'll say who I think wins that game later, but I'm just saying that's going to be a phenomenal.
I really like this. I think Ohio State here, especially in the conference championship, is going to get a really good test that I don't think they've seen all that much this year. Right. So, they haven't, like Todd, you say week in, week out, when we talk about having your cupcakes, they've had a lot of them, but still phenomenal players. I still think Jeremiah Smith is still probably one of the best wide receivers in the country. But, man, you flip over to the other side with Indiana and Mendoza. I think this is going to be a freaking shootout.
Yeah, I think this is going to be a fun game. I don't think that it'll be I think that it'll be a higher scoring game, but I don't think it's going to be your conventional high scoring game where it's just a shootout from the get-go, touchdown after touchdown after touchdown. I think in the first half, this is going to be a slugfest defensively. I think Indiana is going to slap Ohio State in the mouth, and Ohio State's going to punch right back.
Mm-hmm.
This is going to be a knockdown, drag-out fight in the first half, and I think that Ohio State will eventually pull away, just like they've done with all of their teams this year. But I still think that Indiana is right there, one of the best teams in the country. I just personally think that Ohio State is way too physical defensively. They have the best. I'm sorry, and I know this may not be popular. I think that Ohio State has the best defense in the country. One of the best linebacker duos in the country in Sonny Styles and Arvell Reese. I think those guys are absolutely phenomenal. They're physical. They attack the ball. They're headhunters. And Ohio State is going to get it done on Saturday. I think it'll be a close game, but Ohio State pulls away in the end.
Yeah, at the end, I'm going to pick Ohio State point. +2. I think this is going to be a shootout. And I say about Ohio State's schedule as not being the best, but I think, like you said, their defense just raves above more than Indiana's offense. So definitely +2 Ohio State.
Okay, do you know what +2 means?
Yeah, they win the game +2 points.
No.
Ohio
Not-
State -2. There you go.
Yeah, there you go. Because you had Indiana by 2.
That's no good.
No. So, but here, ESPN, it's real close. It's I say neck and neck. It's 50.6 to 49.4 in favor of Indiana.
Really?
tell you,
Interesting.
I don't see it happening, but we'll play the point spread, and I'll throw my 2 cents in there.
I already did my point spreads backwards, forwards, negative, positive.
I will go. I think Ohio State is actually favored in the game. What is going on, Marty? What is happening over there?
Brittany messing with
Oh,
stuff.
Brittany's cooking.
That's what that's called.
It sounds like somebody's playing tackle football.
Hayden said you're playing tackle football.
I will go. I think that Ohio State's favored in this game, and I think they're favored somewhere around 3 or 4. I want to say, but like you said, it happens all the time. Like ESPN, that little percentage they do of who's favored and whatnot. It happens all the time where one team will be the percentage will be higher, and then they won't be favored to win the game. I think this is one of those situations. Ohio State is favored to win this game. I don't know by how much. Maybe 4, 5, somewhere around there. 6.
4.5. Ohio State.
Okay. That's
What is Marty?
no.
That was me. That was me.
God,
Sorry.
Brittany comes 3.
I like Julian saying. I like Bo Jackson. I like Jeremiah Smith. I like Cardell Tate. I love Ohio State. I love their team. I also like Fernando Mendoza. I like when he played at California. But I think Ohio State's just going to be enough to get them to the finish line, stay 1, finish 1 after week 1, apparently. Ohio State, I'm going to say Ohio State runs away with it at the end. Ohio State by 17.
I mean,
I'll take Ohio State by 13 too. And by the way, don't forget about C.J. Donaldson. He's another he's another running back for Ohio State. He transferred over from West Virginia. He's an absolute dog as well, along with Bo Jackson. So those are 2 guys that will certainly help Ohio State win this game.
Right.
It sounded like a fart. I'm sorry.
SEC Championship game, 3 p.m. on ABC. 11-1 Georgia only lost to Alabama. 10-2 Alabama. And Atlanta.
Marty, start this off.
I know you was fixing to say that. I hope they both lose.
Can they?
No, not necessarily. Not in
dang.
college ball. And I'm already getting looked at.
She already knows.
Yeah.
Beat him, Brittany. Do it.
The puppies and the elephants. I don't know, man. I'm not saying that Alabama struggled against Auburn, but you're going to
Alabama
SEC.
struggling against Auburn.
Okay, and that's what we were kind of yipping at work back and forth. You took one of the worst teams in the SEC to like 36 seconds of being right. No, I bet that. Hayden's our guest, not you. But no, I think this is what was the final in the first game, Todd?
It was close, I want to say.
24-21. Yeah, 24-21.
All right. And this is a way different Georgia team now. I think they've got better. But I see struggles in both teams, especially I don't know, and I think Simpson has struggled a lot. Alabama receivers, yes, they are hurt down. Cuevas is not playing again. And yes, Isaiah Horton was their knight in shining armor, but how many targets Williams have? Maybe 2? Was it 0?
I didn't get looked at.
And that was the thing, and that's what DeBoer said. That was part of their game plan, or that it just wasn't in the. That's what he said.
Okay.
I beats me. I don't know. I think this is going to be a really good game. Just to piss people off, Georgia by 100.
Duck.
Yeah,
Dude, it's coming. All right, Hayden.
Marty's one of those people you say duck, he says where. Anyways,
Yeah.
all right, Georgia, Bama. This is going to be one of the best games of Saturday. I firmly believe that. I think this will be the best game of Saturday. Man, Alabama, they've had their struggles, man. Georgia, they've had their struggles as well. They struggled against Georgia Tech. And I understand that that's a rivalry game, but you struggled against Georgia Tech, okay? Alabama, they struggled against Auburn. Both teams struggled against their rivals. So who would you take in the game? All right, Georgia Tech or Auburn. And this has nothing to do with who I'm picking. But it almost kind of
that's a rivalry game itself, don't you know?
Good matchup. Anyways, man, this is one of those games I go back and forth on because if you look at Georgia, man, they're not the most well-rounded team in the country. They're just not. I would say Ohio State is, but they're a dang good football team, man. I really love where they are at offensively. I think that Mike Bobo catches a lot of flack, but I also think that he has done a pretty good job this year, given the circumstances. And then on the other side of the football, man, let's take a look at Alabama, their defense. Yes, they have a good run. They have a good run defense, but I don't think it is as good as some of the teams that they played this year. I think that honestly, if you're Georgia, one of the best run defenses you've played is Auburn. I mean, I can sit here and firmly say that.
I like that.
And if you want to get technical with it, I can say this. Technically, yes, Alabama has already beaten Georgia. They have showed me every aspect of the game. They have shown me that they can beat Georgia in Athens. But they haven't shown me they can beat them in Atlanta. So I'm taking Georgia. I think that Georgia is going to be a little too much. The inconsistencies from the Crimson Tide over the last few weeks. Yes, well, Georgia faced some inconsistencies last week. Alabama has faced inconsistencies what has seemed like all year. And I think that is going to be their downfall. Now, like I said, I haven't said this earlier, or I said this earlier, but Alabama, they have Georgia's number. Kalen DeBoer has Kirby Smart's number, it seems. Nick Saban had Kirby Smart's number. But is it an Alabama thing? So for Georgia, is this an Alabama thing, or is this just a mental hurdle? Yeah. Because this is one of those things that I cannot quite figure out. But I will take Georgia. I think that they get it figured out in the SEC championship game. And then the committee is going to have its hands full because James Madison is going to win. Duke is going to win. North Texas is going to win. And then you are going to have a kerfuffle. All right? Is it going to be two G5 teams? Is Alabama going to sneak in there with 3 losses? I'll take Georgia. Close game.
So what did Auburn – I mean, yes, it's a rivalry game. It's going to happen. What did Auburn end up putting on Alabama as far as yards-wise? 400 plus?
411.
411. So
that gained them, yeah.
Right. And then, Georgia, as for Nate Frazier, I mean, the guys they have – yes, they have the – and I think that, if they play as well, I say outside Alabama defense play well, they have the makers for that to stop them. But can they? I mean, I do like Georgia. I mean, but it's going to be a close game. And it's not because of the whole Auburn. No, I just think Alabama has struggled more than Georgia. And here, when it's time for it. Sorry, she's shaking a knife at me. But and at the end here, yes, they did beat them the first time. But in this SEC, Alabama loses. To me, I think Alabama's out.
I agree.
What was that? What was that noise it just played?
That was clapping. Brittany's.
Oh, I'm scared to put of it, man.
So I mean, this is like Hayden said. I do believe this is going to be the best game of the weekend because we can watch this and then flip over and watch the Ohio State game. I like Georgia. -3.
I guess I got to do it. I guess I got to do one. I'll take Georgia, and I'll go 3.5. I'll go 3.5.
All right, so Alabama is favored by 51%.
Yeah, that don't mean piss.
But spread-wise, Georgia's at 2.5.
Yeah.
So
I don't know. Like I said, this is such a toss-up game because, yes, they're both really good programs, and I just think the turnover margin here is going to be the difference like it was in the Auburn game. The turnover difference and, and just executing. I felt there was on some of the smaller plays that Alabama run against Auburn, it didn't seem like they were. They had a lot of trouble inside Jordan Hare. But yes, because it was loud, it was awful. You know what they call 2 timeouts in the first 7-8 minutes.
Yeah.
So if they get rattled early, I think Georgia can capitalize. But I think this biggest game is going to be special teams and turnovers. Who your SEC champion is?
Well, it depends on which quarterback can bounce back. Ty Simpson only threw for 122 yards. Gunnar Stockton only threw 70 yards against Georgia Tech. So, I mean...
Again, rivalry games are like that.
Jam Miller's out.
Oh, Jam.
I know he's hurt. Alabama really hasn't had a...
Go to Alabama as people think. I think that Jam Miller is good. He's a solid running back. I think the likes of Daniel Hill, man, I think he's one of those guys for Alabama that can be legit.
Yeah.
Right. I mean, with all that being said, I'm going to go Alabama. As much as I hate it, I think the house just shook a little bit. But I think they have what they need to win this game. Like Hayden said, they have Georgia's number. Like Kirby Smart's on speed dial for Alabama. When Alabama needs a win, they'll call Kirby up real quick. And that might just happen here in Atlanta this week. So I'm going to go Alabama. I won't say by 3. Lord knows I can't kick a field goal, but they did 2 against Auburn. So I'll say by 6 or 7. I'll say by 7.
Would you say that Georgia is Alabama's booty call?
It's 3 o'clock in the morning.
But that's all we got. I want to thank Hayden for joining us. Hayden, are you still live every Thursday?
Every Thursday night at 7 o'clock. That was with the exception of this past week.
Okay.
Because we had
because of the Georgia.
Yeah,
I was just making sure because I do announce it at the end of our podcast that you are live every Thursday, 7 o'clock p.m. from the Pell City Buffalo Wild Wings.
You were such a sweetie pie, Todd. Wait, hold on, Todd. Are we gonna stop this episode without mentioning the elephant in the room?
Talking about the Grinch behind Marty's head?
No, I was more so talking about Lane Kiffin.
The coaching carousel.
Or Auburn just hiring a head coach.
Or will Steen go into Kentucky as of per recording?
That's an
look, we got 5 minutes to run this because my hot dogs are cooking.
Hot dogs are cooking. All right, real quick. I'm sorry, Todd, but I've got to do this. Lane Kiffin, it was just a bad situation, okay? He was going to be hated either way. Hated either way. I hate it for Lane Kiffin. I love the guy. Lane, I love you, and you were my favorite head coach in college football. It was just a bad situation overall. I think that whether he took the job or whether he waited and decided that he didn't want to take the job, he would have caught a lot of flack. And the fact that he wanted to lead his team to the playoffs, I love it because I love who Lane is, and I love how he's unapologetically Lane. Now, his off the field stuff, that's not me. But
I don't know much about Golish, but I like it. I talked to Mr. B about it a little bit today. It's a good hire. Long as he can recruit, he's done tremendous things at UCF.
USF.
Yeah, that's what I meant. But no, let me jump on the Lane thing. No, it's damned if you do, damned if you don't in his situation. The biggest thing is LSU, yes, is one of the top 5 jobs in the country, no matter where you're coming from, who you're doing. Yes, they're going to pay a lot more money. And anytime in this situation to better yourself, better your family. I mean, yes, more money. Lane's not in it, I won't say per se for the money. One of the things that was in his thing is that he had money for his kids, not his kids, but his player kids. So I do like that. There's so much more we could have got into with this episode with his coaching carousel. I'm excited for Auburn. Just being an Auburn fan, just kind of get a new look. But as once we hire somebody, are we going to give him pretty much the 3-year warning? We need to be in the SEC championship, or we will Harson, freeze, Durkin you kind of thing.
A Durkin.
Mm-hmm. And what's his name is coming back to Auburn. I seen it earlier. Cody Burns.
Yep. Co-offensive coordinator. Yeah. He's one of the other. I didn't know which one it was.
That's yep. Mm-hmm. Yeah. That better things to come. Right. Let's just not hope it's 10 games in 3 years.
You gonna bleach your hair blonde? Oh, yeah. But we kind of rushed that in there, but we want to thank you guys for joining us. Thank you, Hayden, for coming on and just talking football. We'll get into more. We're gonna probably have you on during the off season. Mitts the transfer portal, so we can talk more about everything. Uh, but it's always to your discretion. But
Yeah,
then we'll see you next time at the Under Review Podcast. Peace out. This will go. There it goes.